Solo in quei rari momenti in cui mi stringe al petto e fa promesse che non sembra mai in grado di mantenere, il dolore sparisce.
Hi, Hero. Hi, Josephine. I'm Lucrezia. I came from Italy and I write for DireeGiovanii. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
you.
Let's start with Josephine. Tessa makes a choice. She decided to go to Seattle without Harding to follow her career. In your opinion, is it necessary to always follow our choices, even if they may hurt our family or boyfriend or girlfriend?
I think that people should do what they think is right, and they shouldn't live their life in order to people please others. But I think you need to be cognizant and aware of how it's affecting other people. I don't think that you should act and not think about the effect that it's going to have on others or the people around you.
Now a question for Hero. The film showed the book The Great Gatsby. Harding is a bit of a Gatsby, embodies the youth, the desperation of a generation, and the search for a place in a world. A very timely novel for me. Many young people have lost their passion and make often serious mistakes. What do you think about it?
That's a very interesting comparison. Yeah. I guess what I'd want to highlight and answer more specifically is you saying that. I guess essentially like whether the passion and the things you care about is going to get the better of you, or whether you're going to get the better of it, or whether you're going to make it work or not. And I think in Harding's case, Tessa is his passion, and I think it's a combination of his passion that is so important and fundamental for them making it work, but also Tessa's patience, because I feel like she has every right to not endure the things that he puts her through. So I think it's a balance of his passion and determination and her patience and understanding.
And after 3, there are dirtier scenes and dialogues. How do you face the embarrassment? And what was the most embarrassing scene to shoot? And what are unexpected that can happen in those scenes? For example, forget the script.
I think it's only embarrassing if you're embarrassed. So having said that, because we're professionals who have done 4 movies now, and we had an intimacy coordinator as well, and we've done multiple scenes like this in the first 2 movies, I don't think it was embarrassing at all. I think everyone loves these movies, so we're not embarrassed, we're proud, I think. But I understand your point about sex scenes being embarrassing, but I think that maybe in the first one, but you quickly realize this is a job and we're grown-ups and it's not. But yeah, maybe watching with my mum would be embarrassing, but we don't do that and we're fine.
After show Sex Without Filters, but today there is still a taboo on sex. For example, on masturbation, there is too shame about this. Movies like this can help erase taboo and shame. And why can't sexuality be lived with normality?
Absolutely. I think that the way you change a culture and people's views on things and stigma and taboo is you normalize it. Literally, the antidote to shame is empathy and conversation and normalizing it. So I think films like this they're the perfect way.
I think that's an incredible. I think the answer was perfect. But I think it's such a good question of you to even identify and ask that. No one's asked us that before, and I think it was a very thoughtful, important question to ask. And I wouldn't even need to add anything. I think Joe's completely right. I think it's a great thing that we've done that, and I hope that effect you guys are talking about is exactly what happens.
Many consider the relationship between Tessa and Harding to be toxic, and therefore a relationship with no future. Do you agree?
Well, asked that question before.
I think there's a future for sure. I disagree that there's no future. But I would agree somewhat that at times some people could choose to use the word toxic to describe their relationship. It's by no means a blueprint and it's by no means ideal. But I think it's hard to. I think that's why we find it so entertaining, because we wonder, can they make it work or can they not? And that's what makes the story entertaining, but not necessarily makes a great relationship. So don't copy Hardin and Tessa in everything they do.
How did you manage to resist an ice cube on your body? It is a fun erotic game. Do you recommend it?
Well, I'll share a movie magic secret. It wasn't a real ice cube. We only did one take with the real ice cube. The rest was done with a fake like plastic or glass thing because of, melting. And I think people just have to try things themselves, and whatever floats your boat floats the boat.
You have a lot of fans. Is there an episode that struck you to be by a fan? For example, thanks to after I was able to forgive my father or not feel ashamed about sex.
I've heard some incredible stories from Anna Todd, the author of the books, about and even recently I did this thing, and there was a girl who was going through a really rough time, and the books and the story just helped her. It provided escapism and something to lose herself in and to be passionate about. And I think I just think these stories are amazing and incredible, and I'm so happy, whatever it is, that this and something that we're a part of could be helpful in any way to people out there.
What is the best after 3 memory?
I think it would have to be. I just have vivid memories. I'm not one playing, but vivid memories of just consistently having people come in and out of the kind of room that we used for the TV and instruments and card games and stuff. Just kind of felt like we lived together. People just casually coming in and out, and you kind of just live with this family that you've built and you're working with. And it's special. We're so lucky to have had the opportunity. And again, it's the silver lining to the cloud of COVID restrictions was that the isolating meant that we all had to bond with each other, which was which I think really probably did help dynamics of the film, especially with characters who weren't there beforehand. I'm sure that helped with chemistry somewhat. Yeah, definitely feels like a family, 100%. I mean, from crew members who were on the first ones, who weren't on the last ones, I'm still in touch with, and when I get the chance to go back to Atlanta, I have a lot of people I need to see that I met because of After. And similarly, the way that anytime I go to LA, the first thing I'm doing is getting the After crew together, and we're going to go out for a meal. So 100% it feels like a family, and we're very lucky to have, worked together for this long.
I got more into board games and card games that I'd kind of not been doing for a while, and so I'm really happy that happened because of this film. I still voice memo with people, with crew in Bulgaria and different countries and different states, and we're a very spread out family, but it really started to feel like that.
My time is finished. Thank you for your time. It was a very pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure talking to you too. Thank you again for your time. Have a good one.
Bye, thank you.
Io non rinuncio a sfiatto per te e tu mi volti le spalle. Ecco quello che fai sempre, sabotare ogni bel momento che abbiamo.
No, se volessi sabotare un bel momento non troverei il numero di un altro nella tua rubrica.
Non li puoi scegliere tu, i miei amici.
Non vogliono essere tuoi amici.
Non so cosa è vero e cosa no.
Ora basta, Arden!
Fermo!
Siamo tutti folli in amore. Volevo dirtelo secoli fa. Sei il mio posto migliore, Tessa.